Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So what this one is about is setting up looking at the new Fanalab, which is version 199.03. It's in beta or beta, and in the next coming weeks it's going to be officially released as Fanalab 2.0. So they've revamped it a lot. They've made some exciting changes. So I've had a couple of people message me and ask if I'd do a video setting up the DD1 in Fanalab, and looking at the Fanalab settings and per car profiles. So that's what this is about, and it's quite exciting. So if you type in Fanalab 199.03, the first link that will come up is the Fanatec forum, and there it is, the new Fanalab. So if we click on that, I've already installed it. So there is, I'll leave that there for a few seconds if you want to pause and read the change log. There is a lot that they've changed here. So I'll scroll down again, and there's the rest of the change log. And if I scroll down again, these are the hot fixes that they've done. Now if you go further down the page, this is the zip file. So you just click that, follow the instructions, well, just click install, and then you'll have it. It'll overwrite the old Fanalab from this zip file. So what have they done? So from here it just looks a little better, and the tuning menu looks like it's got all the same settings that I can tell. Dynamic force feedback, I leave that off. I haven't actually messed with this yet. I just leave it at the default settings that they auto load for each car, each game profile. Once I've gone through all this, I understand some of it but not all of it. Once I understand all of it, I'll then do a video showing setting up of each car, per car profiles for the force feedback settings. It's just for the moment I don't understand it all, and I don't want to give you any wrong information. So let's go over to ITM. They've revamped this in terms of the look of it. This actually, I've got two lists here because one is for the button module endurance, and the other one is for the display on the DD1 or DD2 if you've got a DD2. So they haven't added anything new in terms of screens. I was hoping they might have a customizable screen so we can actually change what we want and add specific things to a screen. Maybe in the future. Fingers crossed, that'd be nice. So the LEDs, this is where there is some changes. So you can make the pit limiter flash now. You can make quite a few that make the flags flash instead of just lighting up. And that's pretty neat. I really needed that for the pit limiter. I'm glad to have flashing lights because sometimes I'll hit the wrong button entering the pit, and then I end up getting a stop and go penalty because I've hit the flashing lights instead, or turn lights on. So it's nice to have a visual reference that you have activated the pit limiter. So from here, so the game profile, you can now see I've made profiles for two cars to make them to make the lights all flash in sequence at the right RPM and the right colour. So let's load up the Aston now. So when I go into the Aston now, I've got the flag LEDs lighting up as when I activate the pit limiter, flashing blue. And you can change the speed that they flash as well. Right. Okay, I'll show. Sorry about the GoPro not having very good image quality. That's just how it works as a webcam. It's not a very good webcam, to be honest. But I wanted to have a way. So if I hit the pit limiter, actually this is the BMW profile I've just loaded, I think. I've loaded the wrong one. Bear with me. There we go. So we've got the blue LEDs flashing. Hopefully you can see that. So if I switch off the pit limiter, I need to deactivate these red lights for the being in the pit lane, because the Aston doesn't have pit lane lights. So let's start the engine. Now when I rev it, you'll see that the revs on screen all match, and then they flash at roughly the right speed. So I think that's pretty cool. I know I'm a bit of a nerd, but it is cool. You know, you got to admit it. Right, so how do you do that now? Let's jump in. Let's say the old Porsche.
Green light, go, go, go.
Right. So these lights start from the outside and work their way in. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So the Porsche has got 10 LEDs, whereas on this wheel, 4, 5, I've only got 9. So let's have a look at that again. 2 greens, 2 yellows, 2 reds. So you're going to have to make some concessions if there's a different amount of LEDs per car. Right, so what we do now, click the car list. So let's load up that. You'll see I've added 3 cars to there. 991 version 2. Add car to profile. So at the top now we've got the Porsche there. So let's just click save, go to LEDs. First thing, let's get the colours right. So 2 greens, 2 yellows, and then reds in the middle. So 2 greens, 2 yellows. Actually, this is very close to the BM. Right, so first thing, rev range. So it idles at 1700 RPM. So type that in at the bottom. So about 9,200. So now we can set the lights. So where are we then? $7,600. So let's type in that there, and then the same for the opposite side. Right, now the next lights. $7,700. Right. Let's move the flash higher up so I can see the lights on the wheel. 8,100 for these first yellows. These might not be the exact RPN, I'm just getting as close as I can by looking. $8,300 for the next yellows. And then when do the reds light up? $8,500. So we'll only have one red light as opposed to two that the car's got in game. Okay, so as you can see, they light up correctly now. We've just got to do the flash part. So at what RPM does it flash? 8,700. So set this to 8,700. And then we've got the flash. So they all flash blue. As you can see on the wheel, are all flashing red. So the rev LED flash, if you check to change the colour, hold the left mouse, change it to blue. Do that for all of them. There we have it, that should match now. Excellent. So the speed of the flash, you change this interval, so bringing it down makes it flash faster. I'd say that's pretty close. So there's no pit lane light for this car, so let's turn those off. And then pit limit, I'm going to put blue. Oh, well, actually, the pit limiter on this is the top lights flashing. Okay, so the pit limiter here, oh, you can only do solid lights as far as I know if you do it there. So yeah, so I'm just going to have to do it blue. Check the speed of the flashing. And that 625 milliseconds. I think it's 500. No, it needs to go the other way. 666. There you go. That's pretty much in line. So I don't think you can get that to flash across the top. Let's have a try just in case. Now you see, if I activate these, you can see that they remain solid. So yeah, you can't get those to flash for the pit limiter across the top, just the flag LEDs. This is for the button module endurance. It may be different for the formula, but I'd have to test that. So let's get rid of these. I think that's good enough. Yeah, pretty neat. So that is the Porsche done. So now that I'm happy with how that's working, go back to the game profile. Now what we do here is we've got this one loaded, and this is where we've just created that. So go into here. Porsche 991 version 2. Click save. Now there's a Porsche profile there. So when you want to use that, just toggle so that there's no game default there. Right, so yeah, if you click on that and click load, you have, there's everything that we've just set. And if I want to click the Aston, load that, and then you can see the Aston goes up in a kind of a linear fashion from left to right. So when you load the game now, that will be the profile. I don't know if there's a way of getting it to auto load the cars. I mean, I'd have to, you know, look a bit deeper into it. At the moment, I can't find a way of it auto loading the cars. But like these profiles now, when I change the force feedback settings, I will then save them per car to these profiles, and then just load them manually. You know, if I've got a race coming up and I'm in the Aston, just click that, click load, and load the game. So that's it. I've covered everything that I understand at the moment, and I will do another video on force feedback changes once I've learned it all, basically. So I think that is about it. So I hope this has been of some use to you guys, and if there's anything I've done wrong there, just let me know in the comments, or if you you know, if you know a way of it auto loading these profiles, then let me know. You can import and export files, but I don't actually know what that means. I mean, maybe export could be to save all your custom profiles and maybe send them to a friend, and then they could import them. I think that may be what that is, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, you can do this in most games now, and they've added some extra things for iRacing, but I'm not sure exactly what that is. It's something to do with the shift lights being different in different gears or something. I don't know what cars that would be. But yeah, it's in the change log anyway. So yeah, that's it. So cheers for coming along, and I shall see you soon. Got a lot of practice to do, because a lot of endurance races coming up over the next couple of weeks. So I'll keep you updated. So cheers for coming. See you later. Bye.